Welcome, guys, to Draw With Me Kids Edition, episode 55.
Earth Day.
Me.
Today we're going to do less of a lesson and more of showing you guys what we do to help reuse things in art. Miss Rainbows is going to show you, especially with some tools, and I'll show you some of the things that I've got around the office. So, one thing you can do is get an old piece of paper and use the back as you draw with us. So get your paper.
Goose paper.
Goose paper, good on one side. Get your paper, your pencils, your pens, and erasers, and let's go. So we're going to try and do a few projects today and show you a few things that I have around the office that we use every day as a reusable item. So, for example, I've got this cool cloth, which was an old bed sheet that I used for my paints, wiping things. Miss Rainbows made this beautiful little...
That's one you made.
Well, I colored it, but you helped me with the idea.
Yeah.
Toilet paper tube container for storing some stuff. And then I always keep little plastic jars around to keep my pencils and pens and stuff. So I like to reuse, recycle a lot of stuff. Last week we did... What did we do last week? I've forgotten. Hot air balloons and flying things and flying machines. And tomorrow is Earth Day, so we thought we would show you guys a few of the things that we use around the house that you guys might have, like the top of this egg tray. We can also use the little egg carton things as well as a palette. Miss Rainbows is going to use the top, so she has it so she can mix colors and
See here how
grab
we taped
colors.
We taped up the hose.
Yeah, just so
And
it
then
doesn't fall out.
I put this tape band around the middle so that you can pour colors into there to these 4 slots between the pillars.
Oh, is that what you do that for? Cool.
Yeah, and then you can mix them up.
Cool. I didn't know that's what you were doing that for. That's pretty cool. Sweet.
I got blue paint on me.
That's all right. It's washable. That's the best part. This is a sparkly, biodegradable sparkles too, because we don't want to have sparkles can be not.
I just realized we don't have paper towel.
You have a Kleenex box.
Do first.
And you also have all of my reusable cloths. Ding.
Right.
See? Earth Day.
Eco-friendly.
So today we're going to do things a little bit differently. We're not actually going to show you how to draw anything in particular, except we're all going to draw our own little outdoor or earthy scenes. I'm going to try and draw my cartoon version of Mother Earth. Miss Rainbows is going to draw, well, she's going to show you a few techniques of what she would use for items that we have around the house. She uses all of my old paintbrushes that I don't use anymore, and I clean them up, and then she uses them for her own canvases and materials. So that's kind of cool. She's also got over there some plastic, which she uses to make different textures in her paints.
And you can dab it a little bit around, and then it'll look really cool pattern. Like I did it on the green of my grass, because I drew that before as a little scene to do the tips on.
I have a character that's from a story I wrote for Sophia, which when she was little. A little character named Kopi and her mom, who is a Mother Nature character. So I'm going to try and draw her, maybe. Maybe not. I don't know. One of the things you can do for Earth Day is you can always do, using simple shapes, the Earth. What you have to remember when you're using a sphere is to follow the direction of the sphere. This is the middle part. I want to make sure I've got North America the right size. North America, we always, when we see it on maps, we always think it's bigger than it is.
South South America is kind of connected to it.
South America would sort of come up here, and that's because it's at the top of South America that the South Pole is, whoop, and then Greenland's up here, and then so you could pick pretty much anything you wanted.
You could make another planet entirely if you wanted to using this model.
That would be like a picture of the Earth. So does anybody want to do trivia? Because I know we haven't really done that in a while. Does anybody know what year Earth Day started? Was it A, 1950, B, 1970, C, 1990, or D, the year 2000? When did Earth Day first start? I'm just going to show you. I'm going to do my basic shapes here on one layer. And you can sort of see how I build up a character.
If you heard that there, it was just me blowing on my straw. If you blow on it, you can move really wet daubles of paint. Make it kind of look like a wave.
We have a guess of 1990. Do you know, Miss Rainbows? Do you have a guess? Do you have a guess?
Remember researching it, I don't know.
Remember researching it, but you don't know. 1950, 1970, 1990, or the year 2000.
Wow, they moved that comments.
They did. They moved the comments. Miss Rainbows is noticing that they have changed it. We have a guess of two guesses of 1990s. Okay.
Just taking a break because I don't want to get too...
Oh, you don't want to have your ear go out and hyperventilate. Are you trying to blow some of that? You might need to add a little bit of water to your paint in order to get it really liquidy, in order to use your straw. Miss Rainbows is using a straw to try and spread the paint, which is a really cool effect.
You can make bubbles with this too.
You can. She's using tools that we have around the house. We're using tools that we have around the house that we've used for other things to make her picture today. So the answer is, believe it or not, 1970. Earth Day has been around since 1970 when Senator in the United States, Senator Nelson, declared April 22nd as Earth Day after a really big oil spill off the coast of California in 1969. And it was so scary and so... like, he just did not like the idea that we were being so mean to our planet that he got everybody together. He called schools and universities and got them all to teach kids or students about environmental issues. And I guess it's kind of funny when you think about it. You're like, well, here we are in 2021 and we have our friend Greta Thunberg, right? Is that her name? Did I get it right? Greta, who is really, really started an awesome movement on remembering to, like, we got to do something for our planet. And she's made it a really big deal. So we're sort of talking about it again. It's like, why do we keep having to come back to it?
Because some people just don't listen.
Well, it's true. I'm notorious for not listening sometimes. Maybe not about Earth Day, but other things.
You could use the straw as a paintbrush like I'm using it.
Yeah, are you using it as a paintbrush?
Yeah.
So Miss Rainbows is doing some pretty cool stuff on her paintbrush. She's using, you can make circles with the end of her paintbrush. with her straw. She's using
Hey,
it.
it's a paintbrush now.
It's paintbrush now.
By the way, I did a cool, fun little craft.
Mm-hmm.
That was adorable. I did an endless flip card. And I made mine Among Us themed. So you basically just flip, and flip, and flip, and flip, and it's right back to the beginning.
Sequential cards. That's kind of a cool thing. Maybe if you guys think that's a really cool project, we could work on one of those next week we're doing superhero as a theme. Super you. In fact, next week is National Superhero Day. So celebrating all things superhero, creation of superheroes and stories and whatnot. So I thought what would be kind of cool is why don't we make our own superheroes? What do you guys think of that? Because I did have a request for doing a superhero character from one of you guys. So we'll show you how to do that, and you can make it a self-portrait.
If you needed help with
M
that.
and BB-8 are done. Did you know that I did for May? I did. We have a challenge, an artist challenge in May. It's called Mermaid. So mermaids and stuff. And I did a BB-8 as an octopus. The Tick. Also a good one. So I'm putting my lines of where I'm going to put my facial features for my character here. So I did that a little bit differently. I kind of want this character to have their head leaning back just a little bit. And then I want halfway is where the eyes are going to be. I put little dots for eyes. My guide.
I have a cool little trick
You do.
for using bread clips, these little bread tags.
Oh, I want to see this trick. I was curious when you brought up bread tags, the office. We collect them into a big bin, and then we used to use them for counting when we were doing math projects.
If you have a rough looking, like a rough feeling surface in your paint, you just need to scrape a little bit of that off. You can use the bottom of the bread tag. As you guys can see, there's some blue on it already because I've been scraping out my water. And it works just like a paintbrush too. You can wash it off. And if you wanted a rougher kind of pattern with lines or a pattern like that, or you wanted to make a key, it also helps for making a key. If you put one down, then you paint over it and you can make the key.
I could also show you a quick little trick with it. If you take and dip it into the paint and you want a straight line for trees or the edge of a building, just use the edge of a bread tag or card and just go. Makes a really nice straight line. You don't have to use a ruler.
Okay. So now I'm going to take my paintbrush and I'm going to use some green. Hold still on my bread tag and paint the side of it. I have a really cool pattern.
I guess we can do our next. Do you have your trivia question? You said you had a trivia question before I start.
Yeah.
Okay.
I had one.
Yeah.
I don't remember it now.
Oh no! So I can go ahead with another.
Yeah. Try to think of another one.
Oh, I already have another one.
You go ahead. Go ahead.
How many people across the globe recognize or celebrate Earth Day approximately? Is it just 350 million? Is it just 40 million? Or is it over 1 billion people who recognize Earth Day?
say that.
It's sort of a question. Do you think it's past North America? Do you think it's just Canada? Do you think it's all across the world?
I think, honestly, there were 30. The first option,
350 million?
350 million is too little. But then a billion might be too.
You got an answer of 1 billion. Who's guessed 1 billion?
I'm gonna be so happy if it's 1 billion, but I have a feeling it's not. I have a feeling it's the second option.
BB-8 says every person in the world. Beep boop. Every person in the world. It'd be nice if every person in the world did. Ah. My trivia has disappeared. It is about 1 billion people across the world in various countries. Isn't that awesome? And in Canada, it's estimated that about 6 million people participate in Earth Day activities. And the whole point of Earth Day originally was to try and educate people about
Environmental danger?
yeah, about environmental dangers and taking care of our planet and being stewards for a planet. Stewards being people that care for or look after things. Yeah. I think that's pretty cool. I thought it was pretty cool to find out that like 6 million people in Canada are expected to participate.
I have one. I think I'm.
Go ahead.
No, I don't remember.
I'm still trying to find my other Earth Day thing. All right. So we're. Oh, I did not know that. Earth Day. I didn't know this. Guys, I found something new in my questions, which I was not going to ask. Do you know that in 2009, the United Nations officially declared it International Mother Earth Day? So my Mother Earth idea is my own idea that I wanted to do a Mother Earth picture. It's kind of appropriate, just by accident. You can make Mother Earth look any way you want, because I would suppose Mother Earth looks exactly the way you imagine her to. Maybe she looks like your own mom. Maybe she looks like your grandma. Maybe she looks like a really awesome teacher that you have. Maybe she looks like a planet as opposed to a person.
So I think now is the time I want to test out.
You ready to show us another
tray.
mixing trick? Okay.
You put it all full of paint.
This year's a little bit hard for Earth Day because I know like our school for Earth Day was going to do a clean up the streets activity where everyone's going to social distance and grab bag and pick up garbage on the street.
Our school for Earth Day was going...
And start the gardens, I think.
Our school for Earth Day was actually going to do an entire Earth hour in the day.
Oh, yeah,
where the lights in the entire school lights would be shut down.
Hmm.
And they would not be turned on from 2 to 3.
They would not be turned on from 2 to 3.
So literally every single light in the school would be off from 2 to 3. Every single. We did do that because we usually do it once a week before spring, in the week before spring break, and then once for Earth Day. So we did that once, but then we're not going to get to do it for our second Earth Day time. It was so cool because we all had free time because all of the grade 4s had finished their work.
Oh, yeah?
We were all in the other room, lights off, windows open, with the natural light coming in, and we were all just like, ooh, that's so beautiful, and we loved it. It was awesome.
I always imagine...
Oh, I have one.
Yeah?
What percent of recycling that you put in the recycling bin is actually recycled?
What percentage of what you put into the recycling bin is actually recycled? Is it?
I have one. A.
Multiple choice.
2%. B. 12%. C. 86%. Or D. Obviously 100%.
Actually, you have your numbers slightly confused.
Okay.
That's okay.
I think I do, but approximately.
Approximately. Let's round them up a little bit. So 5%, 10%, 85%, or 100%. And that way we'll
No, that's rounding one down.
Well, that's fine.
No, Mommy. Just come up with another one because I forgot that one that was another one, so I know what the actual thing is. Okay.
We got 12%. We got a 12%.
You got a 12%?
Yeah.
So about 12%.
Mm-hmm. It doesn't look like a bird right at the moment. That's what I'm trying to do. Bird. It says C. S says B and M says D. So we got C, B, and D.
No 2. You have B is 12. C is 86. And D is 100.
Are you guys ready to be surprised?
The answer is 12%. Around 12.
Between 9 and 12%.
No, it's 12 to 16%. No, it's not.
1/3 of our plastics are created for single-use packaging in Canada. And even though we recycle our waste, 86% of it goes into a landfill. And 9% is recycled.
9 to 16%.
Fair.
Because it is.
I know, because the math doesn't quite work out, but yes. But yeah, it is actually B is the correct answer. So even though we recycle, and we do a very good job of it apparently as Canadians, it doesn't actually go to the recycling. It doesn't actually get recycled.
Yeah, which is really sad because that's the people that put the garbage and the recycling away is fault because they don't care. They just dump it all in the landfill.
that's why we try and find things to do with our plastics, not all the time, but some of the time around here. We make some, Miss Rainbows likes to make her own crafts and art supplies out of them. I use them for my office stuff. What are some ways you guys do environmentally awesome things for around the house? And recycling can be one of them, because if we don't at least try to recycle, even if it doesn't get recycled properly at the end, people don't know we want to do that. We have to show people that we want to recycle, and we want to recycle, buy recycled products and stuff. So that's also, that's a good option. What do you guys do to help Mother Earth, to help the planet?
I was originally gonna show you guys how to do pencil holder, how to craft it.
Using recyclable materials?
Yeah.
Recycled
materials and stuff. But
well, it is an art show, and I know that crafting things is a type of art, but
at least the painting turned out well.
Your painting looks amazing. Look at this. And that's just using some of the old paintbrushes, your bread tags, your plastic, and your straw. And this is my version of Mother Earth so far. All right. So there's what she did using her tempera paints and all of her tools to make textures. So she's got, this is a grassy texture from using a little bit of old plastic. She stamped it in there to get sort of a grassy texture. She used some straw to blow the paint around to make a wave. That's really cool. Thanks for joining us for another episode of Draw With Me Kids Edition, episode 55.
Earth Day!
So we hope you guys had fun creating your own Earth Day creations. I did Mother Earth. Miss Rainbows did a painting using all of her tools as I showed you. And we'll see you guys next week for Super You.
Bye!